What's going on, everybody? Not Just Music Podcast in the building. One more time on this good Saturday evening. Technically sound, ready to go. No more issues. There's never a problem when we do this. I don't ever have a problem when we do this. I love to do this stuff.
Me
However long
too.
it takes us to get it going, it takes us that long to get it going. But
Right.
guess what? It's about shooting and getting it done. It ain't about taking the issues and rubbing them in each other's faces. I'd never rub this in your face. It's all love, always. How's
No, it wasn't
everything?
that. It wasn't that.
How's
Right.
everything?
Everything good, bro. Technical issues. That's it. Hey, it's all love, man. Hey, I was just trying to figure out what the issue was, man. I'm passionate. The passionate comes off as aggression sometimes. So
Understood.
my
That's
bad, bro.
why
It was
I never want you to feel as if in there's it's again. I told you, just get it right. We get it right. We get it shot.
right.
That's a simple way to do it. It is. I don't like to ever get the energy off because if we get the energy off, ain't no need to shoot.
Oh no, we gonna shoot, man. That wasn't nothing but a little, a little whatever. That wasn't that.
A lot of this stuff is so fun, and this is the reason why I'm bringing this up today because I was gonna talk about technicals anyway.
Yeah, we've been having that
So
all week, right? All week, right?
and this is the get. I want people to realize one of the hardest things to do is to release content, music. You know, it's one of the biggest rules to it is that part. Simply, like no one likes that part due to that. Like it's never easy. It's always issues. And you can imagine I do this all the time, every week, sometimes two, three, sometimes four times. And honestly, I've gotten used to it. The dealing with the issues, the headaches, stuff you'll be like I mean, I've gotten so close to doing finished product, even with videos, and I did one thing wrong. Just one small, tiny thing that won't even take 1 second in time to even see. But I feel like it's an issue. And I go all the way back, fix that one point, re-render it, because rendering takes time. Sometimes rendering takes 30 minutes. Sometimes rendering takes 20 minutes. Sometimes it just depends on how long the content is and how much detail is put into it. But
I gave you your credit too. We talk all the
yeah,
time.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I gave your credit. Yeah, hey,
This
you,
is
you already know how I feel about you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And your work ethic, and
And
yeah, hell yeah.
I want people to realize that that's like all that is real. The parts that people see is the beautification of it. That's the part that I love to get to that part, But I've learned the technical side, the issue side of it, how to deal with it, and just fluctuate to whatever's needed at that time because everything is different. No, there's no platform, there's no person, there's no everybody has a different feel towards something, I mean, you look at all the differences in songs that's put out, you would think that a little one little piece of a song could like keep you from greatness, from getting your song released, it's to a certain platform. It's wrong, but what can we do about it? You just gotta just roll with it. That's one thing especially with Tunecore. Tunecore is one of the hardest, platforms to get your music, plugged into. Is more so due to their popularity. Let's say that. We can say popularity. But this is something I want to talk about now. So even after Tunecore situation, we dealt with this for a week and some trying to get a song released. I hate releasing songs on certain platforms due to the way they want. As I said, just what they want. I can't control that part, but the parts that I can control are efficient enough for me to know that if I get on there, I know what to do.
Yeah.
So just like just now, we just had this whole situation. I'm like, what's going
I
on?
know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Me
But
too.
at the same time, I look into it and I'm like, okay, fix it. If I can fix it and the fix comes off correctly, that's a win. So I have to look at things like that instead of just looking like, okay, it was a hard process. Yeah, it was a tight process. Was I patient? Yeah, I was patient. I just read into the little details that they was looking for and finding things that they would find wrong in a musical ear. And luckily, blessing enough that I could find it without trying to it being a reckless situation. Because the time that it takes to put out the music, all the time you put into getting it right, there's still little details that you have to do to make it possible to be put out. Now I'm gonna ask a question, just so you can your mindset has to be a lot like how I was maybe years ago with the certain little things with the details and not knowing like what to actually do. So
I think
what
you've always been more advanced than me, though. I'm be
well,
honest.
and that's but it's just
That's
all
good.
in what I've learned. But let me ask a question. So
Mhm.
even with you, even with you feeling and hearing, you know, and not just hearing, but you had to listen to the music. You know, there was a very short spot that was in that song. I don't even know if you recognize the part that I took out. What's going on? It's your boy Dewan Barino from Not Just Music Podcast. I have a very special offer for you guys via morelabs.com. If you're that type of person who loves to drink coffee, but you don't want to always drink coffee, or if you're the type of person that doesn't drink coffee at all, but needs a very much needed push boost in the morning, we have something for you. Morning recovery supplement. It is very, very useful. It is very, very highly effective. Also, if you're the type of person that, you got drunk the night before and you wake up in the morning, you had that hangover, guess what? It works for you too. All right. So at the end of the day, if you head over there to morelabs.com, we have something set up for you already at checkout. All you have to do is enter the code NJMP and you will receive 25% off instantly. How about that? Can you beat that? Head over to morelabs.com, all right? Peace.
I think it was the little split second between "This Is True Love" and "Dreams to Reality." It was just
So
a pause. It was a slight pause, but now the newer version, you go right into it. This is "Dreams to Reality."
So
I'm
let
saying.
me let me give y'all an example, and this is something I want y'all to hear too, because this is the stuff that we need to do podcasting for too. And this actually could help NJMP Beats podcast as well.
Mm-hmm.
In the sense of what can be said here, but there's a lot of issues with understanding live music and just the regular record that you put out, right? So
Yeah.
with live music has to feel like it's live, right? The reason
Mhm.
why that one spot in that song, which is the matter of fact, I'll play that part right here for y'all real quick.
Yeah. How y'all feeling out there? Hope y'all good. Yeah.
Okay, that's the one part that stopped this whole situation, this whole release from coming out because of that little 5 to 10 seconds right there.
Available
Even
on all platforms too, people. Y'all
even
want
though Q was actually singing, well, I ain't gonna say he was really singing. He wasn't really. He was just really ad libbing. That part of the song was really more. When I originally created that song was really created for a movie. Honestly, that's how I created that song. I created it for a movie due
to-
to the instrumental vibe that's in the beginning and at the end. It's
You
basically
put it in my
identical.
movie too, though. You put it in my movie
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
And it was really for the sake of if it was the case, I was going to use it for something like that. But when you heard it, you liked it, so it just made sense that you just you did something to it. But for the sake of saying in a live situation, this is something that y'all should know. Make sure that your live record, even if you're going to hit the stage, make sure that there's no instrumental vibes in between one song to the next. Due to this is just rules. So if it was a CD, if it came out on a CD, the CD would have had to have that one spot out because a CD, one, you got to have a certain amount of time and limit on CD, but two, they want songs on CD to just flow from one song to the next. So when you put that CD in, when it goes from song one to song two, it just slides right into it. It don't have no drop off in between. And they don't like that drop off in between due to that's just, that's old. It's actually an old code. But
Yeah.
let me say this. Did it disappoint you how they especially from past releases, past releases we've had situations too. Sometimes it's the picture, the you can't have names on this, you can't have your name on that.
Yeah.
This shit, it gets
Can't
crazy,
have
right?
a name in the song title. That was part
Yeah,
of the problem too.
yeah.
Yeah.
How does what would you tell an artist? I'm sitting outside and I did this on purpose. What would you tell an artist about how crazy a release is from putting it out on your own, meaning on your website, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Versus putting it out on a platform.
You can put it out however you want, whenever you want on the website. All you gotta do is upload that thing, bang. It's right there. And this is the crazy thing, bro. Check this out though.
Yeah.
Ain't it crazy? The easier platform is easier to put on. People don't want to go and support that platform. But the hardest platform that is hard to put on, they want to go stream it up and like listen to it. And I appreciate it though. But
Mm-hmm.
why y'all can't? I want y'all to support it on my website. Download that thing, man. If you really love me, man, you really a diehard fan. Download that album, man. It's a classic. You know what I'm saying? Pay for great quality, man. That's all. Any artist that's out here doing things, the one making beats, like he just said, it take a lot of. They don't see the hard work and the backstory and the background, the work that goes into this stuff, man. And
Mm-hmm.
of course, when we do all this and work hard, we gotta charge sometime. It's a price that we put on our material because it is a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work, dedication.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So I just want the consumers to know that. You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't. We love it, but it ain't all peaches and cream. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like we just had technical difficulties here.
Mm-hmm.
Like the things that you go through to get a product out, I think fans would appreciate it more if they knew that struggle that we go through.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
But this is another reason too. Then this is can kind of conclude us on this. We can keep talking about this more often too, just for right now, because it's about to go into hot season somewhere, and music is about to be a thing that's about to be moving around. So I'm gonna say this one thing: find a platform that suits you, right? Um, Q has this. Q's had a situation now that made him grow in a sense of how he could release music in the future. I mean, he's dealt with this now. It's probably gonna be his hardest battle because it wasn't just a regular. You talking about a 22-minute clip audio, and it has to flow a certain way. And it was accomplished. We put it out on one of the hardest platforms to get it through, which is Tunecore.
thank God.
Another one to others to look into. There's another one called DistroKid, and another one which I'm definitely pushing people to be on now
Baby.
is CD Baby. Don't overlook it. I'm gonna tell y'all why. One, and this has helped them out too. You cannot beat a $10 release, and this $10 release stays up. It does not come down. Until you pull it down. It's not like how with TuneCore, which I was starting to get tired of paying this $50, $60 a year. just to keep my music up and pushing through you all, which CD Baby is basically pushing them through the same exact platforms, y'all. The exact same platform. Some people thought, oh, you go on their website, it doesn't show. It shows that they a lot of people want their music on, social media platforms, and it only shows as if it's going to be on TikTok. And honestly, it's actually on all of them. A group that I'm with, the Was Morning Star. My dad uploads their music through CD Baby, and they have done that for years. I mean, even when it was just cassettes and CDs, we've always been pushing through them. But for the sake of just if you go on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and search the Voices Morning Star, their music comes up on each one of these platforms. So save your money, y'all. Save your money. If you really want to get down, save your money. Go down. Go with CD Baby. It's to me. I think it's a go.
Yeah. I mean, and that's good for the ones that's that's starting.
Yeah, a starting. Yeah, yeah,
You know, I
yeah.
wish I would have known. It's kind of like an iPhone user. When you use an iPhone so long,
Mm-hmm.
it's like I've been with Tunecore
And
for.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's actually easier than what you think to switch your music over. Cause see, what
Oh,
happens
yeah,
is
okay. See, this is a keeper.
so to switch your music over, and this is if you didn't know that, switching from one, platform to the next. Only thing you have to do and actually CD Baby gives you a better breakdown to where you can be able to pay payouts, splits, and everything as well. TuneCore does not have that, has not implemented that in yet. But CD Baby has implemented it in, so if you had producers, if you had multiple writers, if you had all that, you can add everybody in their splits right there. And also you can add their names and when the situation comes. So you don't have to do all of these little, the publishing, the distribution and all that stuff. You can keep that out your hands and it can just honestly just be easily taken care of. Next thing too here, but let me say this though. The reason being, if you're switching music from one to the next, okay, so the only thing I had to do was mine was already in sleep mode on TuneCore. So when I go over here to CD Baby, all I had to do was just upload the artwork, upload the audio. Now, see, this is the simple thing of making sure that you have all your files still. If you still got all your files, you in the jackpot. And at the same time, it's not a hard thing to be able to access files. So if the case be you're on TuneCore, you can download the files off of there and move them over to the next platform. Now, the easy thing is you're already in the database for iTunes, you're already in a database for Spotify, you're already in YouTube database. So all I had to do was upload the music. You already got your numbers from TuneCore. You just add your number. So basically what happens is it won't be like a mix up from saying, okay, if you already had 1,500 plays over here on via through TuneCore, which is already the value that's there, all that'll be added unto you when you switch over to this new platform, long as you keep your numbers. The numbers don't go anywhere. They're right there on each song. So just switch the numbers, add the number, and you can just add your name. It'll put your name right back on your songs on iTunes. So like when you go on there and you search your name, it won't create a new name or none of that. It'll just put it right back on that same I had to put it back under that same ID name. Now,
Yeah,
lastly to that piece, it's
that's what I
not a
was scared
yeah,
about. That
it's
was
not
the
a
only reason
hard
why I
thing to
ain't.
do.
Yeah.
It's not a hard thing to do. Reason being is because each platform is that's what the case of you get a ID number on each time you create a song and you upload it to a platform, it creates a number. That ISRC number, I think that's what it is. ISRC. You take that number, you keep that number with you, keep them numbers at all time. So if you ever, because if TuneCore goes up in smoke tomorrow, you make sure you want to have all those numbers and all of those files
So can
still
I
on your
ask you a
hand.
question for the viewers too?
Yeah.
Like, does your stats transfer over to like
Yeah,
your
does that nothing
numbers?
changes? Nothing your song is not a let's say this. All of your songs in a database is not a song, it's a number. It's a number. So the name of that song is tied to a number. So if you move platforms, so even if just say if you got CDs, if you was doing CD sales, the same thing will be added to that CD. So you have all these numbers and they're the barcode basically. The barcode is added to that song. So every time it's spent, every time it's it's scanned, Every time it's paid for, it's going to points towards your album sales or to your song sales, or now it's distributed to plays. So if it be the case of, like I said, if you got 1,000 something plays over here, only thing it's just gonna do is just translate over here, and it's just gonna keep adding to that same play.
Okay.
It's not, if you, only way it can be a new one is if you change the number. Don't change the number, you're fine. It's just gonna keep picking up and adding. And if it be the case of, you're just doubling up on it in a sense, because if it's still up on the other platform, you're just doubling it. But it's not gonna allow you to do it for so long, and it'll just flag it to the case of finding which ones is the most legitimate. But of course, like I said though, long as you got that number off of that song, that ID number on that song, you're fine. You won't never lose your play count. Because some people think, if I switch a platform, well, I lose my play count. No, you will not lose your play count.
All over. That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
that's not how it
All over.
works. Yeah, that's not how it works.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not how it works. They don't do anything but just count it. Anyway, there, once it's on iTunes is what they're getting their numbers from, or Spotify, or whoever the numbers are coming, whatever they're metering, that's what it comes in from. It's not even on them. They're just pushing the music out and just getting the money for you. That's it, and making money for themselves too. But, and I like over here at with CD Baby too, they're only taking 10%. So you get the whole 90% to split amongst whomever the case it may be. Because I know some of them do not do 10%, some do 15, some do 20, some do 25. It's a lot
I've
of
been
different ones out here.
Hey, I've been getting cheated just to get my material heard, man. I'm gonna be real, like,
Yeah, it's a lot that comes
what it's
into it.
about. But my thing is, it can't be just all about the money. It
Hmm.
gotta be a love for it too. You gotta love the money, but when you got other hustles too, you're not just worried about the money when it comes to music.
Definitely.
When you do music and you love it, you just really want the music to be heard. And that's how
Definitely.
I am. I really
Definitely.
just want my material to be heard
Yeah.
because I feel like it's great quality music, and it can put me in positions, even if it ain't money. It might be shows,
Hmm.
opportunities, or you
Hmm.
got to look at it like that. It might get you a feature with some big artists, or get you another fan, a consistent fan. Like, you
Hmm.
can't just always look at the income, like you said a couple previous episodes. Just stop thinking about the money. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying, and
Hmm.
think about just loving the craft, loving what you do. You know what I'm
The
saying?
work, man. That
Yeah.
part, I
Be
think
a
that
fan of your work. Be a fan of you. You know
it's
what I'm
just, you got to show that you're genuine. But the biggest part, I think, in a history of this thing, is people just try to look at this dollar sign like you gonna get rich off of this, and it's not really the case.
saying? Right.
It's really, honestly, to me, it's the pieces that connect to it that are really more so value. I
Connections.
mean,
It's the
yeah, that's the value. Who
it's
you?
the bio. It's the what you call it. It's the body of work.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? The consistency. And the quality.
Who do you know?
That's
Who
really
do
what
you
it's about.
know then, and who do you know that can make it sound? Who or look or those people really count in your arsenal. Stop wasting your time, and if you can't get it right on your own by yourself, take the time to really, to check into it. It's so many different ways to put some music out now in a cost effective way. Especially if you're just trying to do it on your own. Just remember, the independent route. You have to do it like the big dogs, y'all. You have to do it like the big dogs. The big dogs, what they're going to do is put money behind it, and that's the only way to scale yourself the correct way. And if you want to go that far with your music, you just remember, the more money you put into it, the better off it may get. But if you're putting a whole lot of money into it and it's not coming out in the nature of what you think it should, it might be time to rethink some things.
Also, put some of that stuff out that you holding on to that you might not even think that could blow.
Mm-mm.
Put some of that stuff out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, as you said, it's an open lane.
Wide
It's an
open,
open lane, and people looking for things. And
wide
what you put out
open.
might just be it.
Mhm.
Might just be that sound. That's how music is. Like, I don't like people too busy looking for the sound, but be you and put your material out. Be yourself, and that might be the new sound.
Yeah.
Like, I think when you try to figure out, investigate it, it's not gonna work. But most genuine, from the heart, from the soul type music that you feel you produce, that'll be the music that blows up, I feel. And I just put a live album out. Who knows? That might blow. I
Mm,
put a live album out, and now that might go back check out all the other songs.
yep.
How good the live album sound.
Yep.
Like y'all gotta, think like that, man. Never waste any material that you do, especially if it's great quality.
Yep.
Out there, man.
So y'all, I'm giving a lot. That's what this is about. Take your time moving forward with the idea. When you get the idea in place, just run and just take advantage of it as much as you can. If you feel overworked, slow down. Slow down, take a break, be patient, come back to it. Never let this stuff get you to the point where you're like, getting ugly. The uglier you are, the worse off a release could be. So just make sure you're taking advantage of that. And if you need help, again, I ask this. This is one of the most biggest parts that people have a problem with. Just ask. Don't be scared to ask. It's
Bro, I
cool.
needed your help. I ain't ashamed. I needed Dewan's help. Dewan helped me out a lot with this release, man.
Yeah, and if
Dewan
nothing,
helped me, man, and I told him off camera, man. Thank you so much. I say, man, he's done a lot off camera, man, for me. And this is what he talks about with help. When he says help, everybody got that person that they go to, or they can turn to, or that person is gonna be there to help.
yep,
And that's what I said in the beginning of 2026. Get with people that see your vision and want it just as bad as you do for you.
yep.
Like get with people like that, because it's rare to find
It's
people
rare.
that people care about you more than you might care about you or what you got going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what Dewan has done. Sometimes he's motivated me to even care more about a situation that I probably was slacking off on. I didn't see the bigger picture for it. Dewan's been telling me for like since last year, put this album out, this live album, and I was slacking on it. But that goes to show it sticks in your mind when somebody has been consistent and what they tell you has only worked. You know what I'm saying? So stick with people that, got the formula for you. You know what I'm saying? And want the best for you.
And that's the big part right there. Like that's the part that'll take so much off of y'all plate. Like it's so don't put it on your plate if you don't have to. That one thing can just be simply just here you go, move on to the next part of it, y'all. Because the parts where it could get crazy, you might just need the help there. So don't think like it's just always gonna be just for you. I mean, easy just for you. I mean, even when I went to schools, all of these tasks and these problems and things that's been happening, they really helped me with this part. The parts that we've been having to deal for the past week. I mean, it really put me in a driver's seat to really push it and really make sure that things are like really, fine tuned before I put things out. So now I'm
And I
getting,
told you a lot of producers would have quit. A lot of
oh
producers
yeah,
in that situation would have quit.
you're
And
right.
that's why I think it's important for people like you to like for people to understand what they don't see,
Hmm.
understand the parts, man. Cause bruh, it was hell, bro.
It
Trying to get
is.
this out there. It was
It
hell, bro.
is. It
Like trying to get
is.
this out there, man.
It was. And notice too, y'all. Last thing, notice too. And we're gonna come back and talk about this some more too. We was talking about production and things of that nature. I'm going to bring that up again because that's a topic that needs to be talked about. And this will be a podcast. I'm not gonna hold this one as nothing. I'm gonna make this one a real podcast. So, for those that realistically want to get into this situation again with music, find you somebody to help y'all in this new age moving forward, y'all. Get with somebody that know what they're doing to save yourself some time and some energy. There's a big pool of people trying to release music. But the hardest part is making sure that you're putting out the right quality and the right timing. So again, find some help if you need help. Q, you got anything you need to say before we shut this down?
Oh no, man. Thank everybody for the support. Y'all can go
Yeah.
get the live album on all platforms. Quincy Murdoch. The album title is Hold On Live. It's on all music platforms. But it should be in the next 1 or 2 days on every platform. But majority platforms is already on. So y'all check that out.
All right. Autism community, disabilities community, special needs community. I love y'all. Continue to stay motivated. Don't ever let none of this stuff get y'all down. And always keep God first. We love y'all. Until next time, peace.